Big Z Reviews. Ahsoka is the newest Disney Star Wars series, and it is a lot of like lightsaber fighting fun, but it's definitely showing some problems with the Star Wars series, I would say.
I started hearing whispers of Thrawn's return as heir to the Empire.
What happens when we find Thrawn?
Power, such as you've never dreamed.
So this was created by Dave Filoni and mainly stars Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka, and then Natasha Liz Bordizzo as Sabine Wren, and Mary Elizabeth Winston as Hera Syndulla, and there's a bunch of other characters, and what you should know is they're all from the cartoons, and it's a little weird that essentially the cartoons are required viewing if you want to get the most out of this show, and I unfortunately have not watched the cartoons. I know of them, but I've never sat down and watched all of the Clone Wars and all of Rebels. I want to, but whenever I looked at the animation, I wasn't a big fan of the animation. But I know a lot of people love them, and so I think I might like them too. I just have to get in and probably get used to the animation. Every time I've looked at them, I'm I don't love that animation, but I need to try. But it's just weird because you see these characters and the characters pop up and there's no introduction to them. And then you see there's there's a moment, and I think that if you're a fan of the cartoon, you'll be oh, there they are. There's the non-cartoon version of them. That's so cool. But every time that happened, I'm okay, so why should I care about this person? Give me a reason to care about this person. You're gonna give me some backstory or anything. Okay, oh, she cares about this other guy that's been missing, Ezra. Okay, I think I know him from the cover of the cartoon, so I assume he's been missing. Yes. Okay. And it's a lot of the show is like that. And I will say too, Rosario Dawson, her Ahsoka, for the show being called Ahsoka, she's really not the main character. Some of the best stuff with her, but and I love there's some great stuff with her, talking to Anakin Skywalker, and in this other world, and the world between worlds. There's some cool stuff. But I feel I wish she's a lot of her I don't know if it's her performance or how they're portraying her. She's just kind of monotone. She's not that emotional. And I know as a Jedi, but she's not a Jedi. I think the whole thing from I've seen from the Mandalorian is that she's not the Jedi. She's something else. But she's really going into the whole Jedi feel no emotion, bullshit that George Lucas did with the prequel series, that made all the Jedi's kind of monks that can't have any emotion, and which led to them being destroyed by the Sith. But there is some good, all of the lightsaber battles are super fun, and all of the weirdness with witches and traveling to a different galaxy. And all of the shenanigans they're all fun. But when I stopped to think about it, I didn't really care. I felt like I should have. And I think it's just because that they never made me care about these people, other than saying that, hey, they're this character that you know from the cartoon. And all this because Dave Filoni, he did the cartoon and now how he's doing this. But I feel there should have been some sort of introduction to these characters to make you know them or like them. They do something to help you out if you haven't watched every single episode of Clone Wars and Rebels. but like I still did enjoy it, you know. But at the same time, it's just like I don't know where Star Wars is going. Like the same way with Mandalorian, I love that show, but it's kind of crazy that they did like the Book of Boba Fett, which wasn't as good as Mandalorian, but they had like the biggest progression of what the whole first two seasons were leading up to. Like what happened with that happened in an episode of the Book of Boba Fett. And if you didn't watch that, and then you watched the next season of Mandalorian, you'd be like, what happened? Where he has baby Grogu again? What? Like, there's something about that, like, show, if they do that and they do something like this where they just, I don't know, they expect you to watch everything else that's ever been made about it. And if you don't, you won't get as much out of it. And, you know, I love the original films. I've watched them, like, probably maybe more than any other movie. And I love them so much. And I've read a lot of, like, the now non-canon stories. And, like, I love that. Like, I feel like, you know, the sequel trilogy, like, I like bits of it, but so much that they kind of ruined it. I think but now, like, they always should have been doing this time. This time is interesting. You know, after the collapse of the Empire, there's a lot of interesting storytelling you can do here. But it kind of sucks that in the end, it's all going to lead to what we already saw in the sequel trilogy. And, like, I know, like, one of my favorite, like, now not canon stories, like, I read a lot of them, like, a lot of, like, the main trilogy one was great. And there's a lot of great ones. And I love, too, that, like, the one trilogy of Thrawn, like, they actually, it was so good that they brought him into this world, you know, into the canon world. But, like, one of my favorite series as a kid was Kevin J. Anderson is the Jedi Academy. And it was, like, with Han Solo and Princess Leia's twin kids. And I think there was, like, Luke Skywalker's kid and, like, some other bunch of, like, trainees. Like, I loved all this whole series of books, like young adult books, but like with a magic school for Jedi, and it's so good. But I know that's never gonna happen because the only Jedi Academy Luke Skywalker made was destroyed by the son of Leia and Han. So it's like what they did, they kind of ruined it, so that anything they do to here is always going to end up kind of in that mostly shitty, some good world of the sequel trilogy. Like, I don't know what they're going to do now. It's Ahsoka is good, but not great. But I'm worried about what they're going to do after this, you know? It'll be interesting to see, but definitely not what I loved about Star Wars. Like, it's like a bridge between, you know, the prequels, and it's definitely a lot of lightsaber stuff, and I love it. But definitely, I kind of want more sometimes, I think. I don't know. Probably give like an 8 out of 10. But thanks for watching. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe down below. Thanks.